So why I don't think Donald Trump should be president? I mean, for most people, it's probably pretty obvious. But to me, I don't know if he's racist. I don't know that. I'm not gonna say that he is, or if he isn't. I do know that he has had racist policies in place in his hotels, and no, not his hotels. It was his residential apartments. Like some reason they wouldn't let African Americans in or something. It was some weird policy, and it was very for a very specific reason. But it just sounded racist. And the whole KKK thing, like the Grandmaster, he was all like, "Oh, Donald Trump, Donald Trump," and I'm not even gonna touch on the fact that he could be racist, but I am gonna touch on the fact that a lot of people do think he is racist, which isn't good. We can't have a president who a quarter of our population thinks is a racist and thinks that is prejudice. It doesn't look good for us as a country internationally, and it's not good for our citizens to feel that way about someone who is in charge. And besides that, I'm pretty positive he did it as like a joke, and now he's so far in it that he can't stop. He can't stop himself, and he's just like, well, I'm gonna keep going now. And I think that has a lot to do with that. I'm pretty positive if he gets in, he's just gonna cut the taxes in the most horrible way possible. I mean, I believe that there's a way to cut taxes that could work. I mean, I'm more for hiring the taxes for the rich and then pushing in like more programs to help everybody because of the way things are working now with the lower class struggling, and how the incarceration rates have completely destroyed the middle class because of the war on drugs that isn't currently working very well. And we look at very many other countries, and they're doing way better in that in those circumstances. I also don't believe that he'll be good foreignly, and I think he'll cause more wars than he'll prevent, which I think is also something that is absolutely horrible. I think we need to be getting out of war and working on solving our problems internationally in a peaceful way that causes society to come together collectively. Something that I do not believe he would do, and I also don't believe that he'll move us closer towards renewable energy. Like, I'm pretty positive that he's just going to try to get more oil, try to do more things with oil, and he's just going to continue building this corporateocracy that we have come to find ourselves in. He's gonna just keep on going to Wall Street. He's gonna keep in a lot of loopholes. Not as many loopholes will be closed if he gets in. I'm sure a couple will have to be closed just because he's not gonna try to look like a complete buffoon in office, but he's going to create some of them for himself and for his friends. And I don't think he really cares about the little guy, and I don't think he's so egotistical, and he believes like this farce that he got to where he is just out of pure drive. He doesn't really think about the millions of dollars that his dad helped him with, and he doesn't think about all of that. He doesn't think about how he was born into an upper caste system, and that he's able to be placed there, and that's why he's able to thrive so easily, and that's why he thrives so easily. I'm not saying that he didn't put in work. I'm not saying that he didn't get part of where he was because of that, but I think he got a lot of lucky breaks, and I think he was already born rich, and I think his inheritance had a lot to do with it. I mean, that's the reason he was able to sell all those houses, because his dad, and like, he already had the training. His dad helped him with that training, and he taught him how to become richer with his money. And he did a good job at it. And I'm not going to say that he didn't, but I don't think he is the type of person that we want running our country, because we don't need more of those people. We need to come together as communities to build as communities, and to step away from this huge obsession we have with money, because money is just supposed to be a representation of work to provide resources for you and your family and your friends, and have a good time, but it's supposed to be representative of what you've done, and it's gone so far away from that with inheritance and inheritance taxes not being high enough and all those problems. I don't think he's going to help change any of that. Like, I mean, I do think he'll change a couple things. He probably would do a few good things. He probably would, but I don't believe him to be. He wouldn't be a good president, and he's not someone that I want representing us overseas. Because everyone already thinks he's racist. They already think he's ignorant. I mean, Mexico doesn't like him. The United Kingdom doesn't like him. Uh, pretty much all the countries are just like, well, we really don't want to see him get elected president, and we really hope that you guys don't elect him. And if we elect him, we're kind of just like spitting in their face. It's like, well, we don't care what you think, and I understand that because in a certain way, it's just like, well, it is our country, and we know what's best for our country. But if we elect him, I don't think we do know what's best for our country. And I'm sorry, but I don't think the population would know what's best for our country at that point. But that's how I feel about it. And if you feel a different way, you could tell me, and we could debate about it, and we could talk about it. But that's how I feel. And I feel like there's more better options. I mean, for me, I support Bernie the most, just because I believe he actually cares, and that's the biggest thing is he cares about our country and he wants to help us. And he's not working for other people. I mean, he probably would make mistakes. I'm not going to say that he wouldn't, because every president makes mistakes. That's just the way it works. But I have more faith in him than I do in the other representatives. So I'd like to read your comments about it, and I'll be in the comment thread if anyone does comment. But y'all have a great day, and that's my opinion.